something because
Why?
you sound like...
Hey, I'm driving too right now.
We know.
He's gonna be like a minute delayed, dude, the whole time.
It'll be like, yeah, 10-second delay. Then he's like, "Why'd you do that shit?"
Hey, Hopkins,
Yeah.
it's fucking production optics, and you have to defend why you hate it.
Dude,
Okay?
hey, Tim.
Everybody on this fucking podcast loves it, and you hate it. And
Tim Herron, Tim Myers, I'm gonna submit I'm gonna send you, copy you an email I just sent to the president, Troy McManus, and my area director. You'll love
What
it.
did you say?
I
Tell us
sent
about the email.
my proposal for the tactical division.
Which is basically production optics with a different name.
No, that's gay.
Whatever. All right, welcome to the Practical Pistol Show. My name is Ben Steger, here to answer your shooting questions. Joining us today from his car, Mr. Rob Lesak.
What's up? Thanks for having me.
All right, from his house, Matt Hopkins.
What's up?
From his office, we've got a new shooter on.
A new shooter.
A new guy. Les Pepperoni is his name.
Started shooting.
All right, so you might be wondering who is Les Pepperoni and why do I care what he thinks?
Hey,
so,
Nick's
oh yeah, shit. Sorry, Nick. Nick Yetzel is also here. Man, we got a big lineup today. You might be wondering who is Les Pepperoni and why do you care what he thinks? Les is a Grandmaster USPSA guy, super duper GM bullseye shooter, a B-class PPC shooter, expert IDPA shooter. I don't know. Like, all I can verify is that you're a Grandmaster USPSA. I just made the rest of that shit up. Les, basically you're a badass, right?
I guess. Yeah.
He's an operator too, dude. Look at that beard.
What was that?
You're not.
Dude, he's an operator too. Look at that beard.
Look at his beard. So yeah, you're a badass USPSA guy. You have a beard, and
Don't give her a lot of ice cream.
I can't think of anything else.
Dude, Lisa, are we gonna see a wreck live here?
Is it a DQ worthy offense if you do?
No, dude. I just want to keep your screen up in case it happens.
No, I'm not.
He's not driving the car, idiot.
Oh. Well, goddamn, that takes all the fun out of it.
Jesus. All right, today's topic, it's a good one. So it's about prize distribution, and I will. Yes, I'll tee it up for you. A guy started a thread on Duty Project. His username was Harry Chimp Nipples, so we know this is going to be intelligent. Says, okay, what do y'all feel is a justifiable way to distribute prizes off the prize table at the end of a match? Order, finish, random, or something else. At Area 1 this weekend, they gave out first place awards to each class by division and let them all walk the prize table first. So first production, or first D production that finished with 280-something out of 400 shooters gets a Springfield XD off the prize table.
Take the hat!
Yeah, the GM who finished overall in the match gets a gift card for bullets. Seems pretty effed up to me. Les Pepperoni, does that seem effed up to you?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, so no, I don't know.
You don't give a shit, do you?
Go for the prize tables anyway. Maybe
What?
Whoa.
Nick Antola from Area 6. All you care about is prize tables, right?
Yeah, that's all we care about. Prize tables.
So,
No,
is that effed up, or what do you give a shit? Do you care?
Yeah, it is. I mean, you know, it's not going to make me not shoot the match or anything, obviously, because that's the way a whole
Will
lot
that make
of
you?
matches
Will
do
you
it.
bitch about it on the internet?
I may go that far, a little bit here and there. May or may not go that far. No, there's exactly one fair way to distribute prizes if you're going to do it by finish
I'm
order or
guessing you're
whatever.
going to say
Okay,
order
exactly
finish,
one.
Mr. Grandmaster.
He's gonna
Yeah,
say
well,
random.
okay. So so you have to have a separate table for every division. Okay, and you're gonna basically put as much money. You're gonna put as much money on that prize table as you have like shooters in that division. So there's gonna be a ratio there or whatever. So a heavier populated division should have bigger prize table than a revolver that has two guys in it. All right, And then within the division, you just go straight finishing order. And if you want to distribute prizes on merit, that's the only fair way to do it. I mean, that's it.
What if you don't give a shit about distributing on merit?
Okay, well, that's a fair point too. So what are class wins? Class wins are essentially random distribution, okay? Because you could have any number of guys that are good or bad or sandbag in that division in that class show up. So either, I wouldn't have a problem if they want to designate like half the prize table for random distribution and then do it completely random, like draw names out of a hat, and then have the other half for merit distribution and just go straight finishing order. I think that'd be cool too. And, and I think that would cut down on when people complain about sandbag and all that stuff, then you wouldn't have any monetary reason to sandbag anymore, at least in a major match.
Except for your wood, which Tim Myers needs.
What does he need?
Which he's got on display.
Ninth place sharpshooter, baby. That's awesome. Yeah.
Hey, some people are not as good as you guys and need to treasure some more pedestrian accomplishments. Ninth place sharpshooter is pretty good for an IDPA sharpshooter, right? Anyway, Lisak, you're not a super GM like Les or Nick.
No.
What do you think about prize table distribution? What's a fair way to do it?
I think it should be by overall finish. I mean,
Overall. So what about
Yeah.
class wins? Or something? Is
I
that just
think,
bullshit to you?
Well, I mean, I understand the class wins. I think trophies, plaques, or whatever is a cool incentive to, continue to get better. But if there's prizes, the best shooters in order of their finish should win. I think. Not working out well for me at that point because you guys would all, win everything, and I'd get like a pencil case or something. But
You get a squib rod. You get a squib rod and a mag brush.
Here's my last place prize from the last match.
Damn, fuck you asshole.
Why did you
Hey,
open it?
Jack, I'll hook you up. All right, you can.
All right, Hopkins, what's the fair ways to do it, and do you care?
This is such a controversial topic, man.
Is it
It's
though?
like, I think how this breaks down, the better you get in skill, the more you want it to go to overall. The less you are in skill, like lower class like D, C, B, they want it random. And I noticed that in my progression through the sport. When I was in lower classes like C and B and A, I wanted it by, if you won your class, you go up before the fucking second place dude overall. Now that I'm fucking like the second place overall dude, I want that shit order finish.
So you just whatever's better for you. That's what matters.
Well,
Does anybody really care? Like, I mean, like any of the GMs or anybody who's really serious about it, you're going to go to the match anyway. You're going to shoot. You're going to get into it. I mean, it's nice to get a prize once in a while or whatever, but it's like, does it really matter?
I will say this. I don't look at the prize policy before I sign up for a match.
Boom.
I just kind of sign up and go. I just don't want to get fucked with. Like, if you're going to have a policy, just put it in the match book or whatever and then follow that policy and then
that's the
don't
thing,
change
yeah.
it. That's it.
Just
I don't give a
announce it
shit.
before. If people have a problem, they won't show up. Like, if they don't want a random prize table and it's announced before that it's going to be that way, then they're not going to sign up. But if
Yeah, I've never won anything cool at a random prize table. Never.
I don't either.
I'm pretty sure it's because God hates me.
Well, that's deserving, right?
Well, what's cool in your book?
A gun.
All right.
A phased plasma rifle in the 40-watt range. Or whatever.
Hey, buddy, stick to what's on the shelves.
Well, the younger members of the audience won't really get that, but that's good for you. Well done, Les. Lisak, random prize table. Do you give a shit? Is that fine with you? Or what?
I mean, I guess I don't care if you announce it ahead of time or whatever, but I don't see what the point is. Like, I think if you, it's not the prize at that point, it's just the fact that if you finished higher than someone else, if you don't care about the prize and you don't want to take it, that's cool. But you earn the right to make that decision as far as I'm concerned, It should be in order of finish, I think.
All right. That sounds. You guys are too reasonable tonight. You know,
I want to argue the opposite point.
argue the opposite point. Let's do it.
All right, so say I'm a sponsor. I want to get the merchandise and the people that are actually going to keep its hands. I want random prizes. I specify that when I get into the match. What do you say then?
Well, then you're giving the prize on that condition. Then that's fine, right? You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, but
I've actually seen it where guys will give a prize to the winner of a specific stage.
what?
Yeah,
That's kind of cool.
That's
Actually,
interesting. I've never heard
kind of
that
interesting, I guess. Yeah, but if you win that stage, then you win some specific prize.
It's like a gift certificate at B-Dubs or something, or
Let's say yes. All right, let's get into the specifics of what the poster on this thread says, and if you're curious, I'll put it up in the show notes if you want to read it. What do you guys think of putting the class winners up before the overall? So, like, maybe the guy who wins the match in that division first, and then first master, then first A, then first B, then C, then whatever. Yeah, Yantola, what do you think of that? Is that cool?
I mean, it's to me, it's really not really any better than random distribution at that point because
You
there's
consider
such a-
that the same.
I consider it the same as random distribution.
But no, a guy put in a lot of effort to sandbag his way into B, and
That's what I'm
it's
talking
not
about.
really random.
If you won your class, most people are going to consider you a sandbagger anyway, right?
Yeah, but he
The
put in
second-
some effort to
The second
stay in
place
B.
guy is certainly going to consider him a sandbagger.
No, it's not, because he was shooting production B, but he got better, so he made sure that he signed up for Lim 10 at his club matches, so the good classifiers didn't count. He put in some effort, man, and should he be rewarded for that?
Yeah, I don't know, man. If you're going to go random, just go random. I would have less of a problem with that. I've seen, okay, I'm not going to say I don't care about the prize table. All right, if I have a chance to get like a $400 gun or not get a $400 gun, I'm going to
you want the
prefer
gun,
to get
don't
the
you?
$400 gun. Okay, I'm not afraid to say that. I'm not ashamed to say it.
Well, yeah, it's
So-
definitely better to get the gun, but,
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
does it influence your decision-making as far as the matches you go to?
No, it doesn't.
So on some level, you really don't care. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't. I will say there's been one match in my life where I was slightly more inclined to go because of the prize table.
Was it an IDPA match?
No.
Was it a steel match?
No. It was Area 6 this year. They had $1,000 cash for the division champ.
Well, you're not going to get that anyway.
Oh,
Oh, that's hardcore.
What?
Yeah. Well, they had I think it was like 1,500 and 250 or whatever, but $1,000 pretty much
What
pays
do,
my
what do
whole
you
trip down
mean?
there.
What do you mean you're more inclined to go? This your area. You're going either way,
I was
right?
going either way probably.
So
but,
what the
you
fuck
know,
are you talking about? It didn't matter.
like I said, it was a little bit. There were some extenuating circumstances, but yeah, that was nice. I mean, it was I thought that was awesome the way they sent that out ahead of time. I mean, that's enough to where that may sway my decision to go to that match.
All right.
I'm not saying it was the deciding factor. I'm saying it could be.
Zach, you're going to your area match. That's Area 2, right?
Yeah.
All right, so you're going to
Area
Area 2. They're giving out $1,000 to the match winner, which you think probably isn't going to be you. Do you care? Does that matter to you?
Well, I mean, I don't know why I care if I'm not going to win it or not, but I think whoever
Because
wins
it's
the
your
match
match
will win
fee.
it, right?
It's like they're taking your match fee and they're subsidizing the top guys.
yeah,
And
they're taking
that
all
offends
the
you.
C-class match fees and paying off the overall, dude.
I'll say that, I agreed with Nick's point that I'd prefer it to be random before having class wins, because at that point it's random anyway, but you're attaching, a benefit to each class. Even
Yeah,
though they
but you're
finish,
just saying that because you're a legendary sandbagger.
I think I won, a case and some bullets one time, so I don't know how good I'm doing at the sandbagging business, but
Well, you're still in B class, aren't you?
yeah.
Well, then you're doing pretty fucking good, from the sounds of it.
I got a question. I
Right,
guess,
still in B class.
Go, Les.
if you look at stuff like Bianchi Cup, where there's a significant cash payout or a significant pot, I wonder, does that actually influence a lot of people to go and to compete in that
I don't know. How many times have you been there?
0?
Why not?
Well, exactly, right? Well, A, it's in Missouri, and I don't want to be in Hopkins' backyard because he may, decide to roll out with his acne shadow and put the hammer
Dude, I
down.
don't have an acne shadow. We've covered this in the last 5 fucking podcasts.
Why don't you have an
No,
acne
you
shadow?
just said you didn't shoot an AccuShadow. You've never said you don't have one.
Yeah, man. You'd have one if you
shoot
had
Bianchi.
Bianchi.
If I ever send you Bianchi, I'd get one, yeah.
You see, and that's what worries me. That's why I'm not going. But
But that's
no,
a whole different sport, right?
yeah, I mean, if you to borrow a play from Nick's book here, it's look at golf and look at the board, right? I wonder if that actually influences golfers to go to some tournaments or not. I mean, people are going to go regardless of whatever the payout is or whatever the prize is. I don't know. I don't think it's ever influenced my decision to go to a match. It's kind of nice to win something, but I mean, honestly, I've got like 4 guns in the safe here that I've never even shot because I win them and it's like, well, that's kind of cool. What am I going to do with a 1911? I don't know.
You could sell
But
it.
don't you think it's two different? Like, what influences you to go to the match is one thing, but what should happen with the prizes once you're there? That's what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that 2 separate points?
Well, a lot of people combine them together, right? A lot of, many people feel that the prizes are a big draw. I mean, I can't even count how many people have told me that they go shoot 3-gun because there's so many fucking prizes.
Dude,
Yeah.
I've heard that so much, it's retarded.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous at this point.
Well, what is it?
They're pretty much.
Are you guys just not getting it? Are you slow or something? I don't get it. What?
No, finally those 3-gun dudes are actually admitting that they shoot it because of the prizes.
But
They never used to say that. They used to say, "Oh, I'm going because it's fun" or whatever. Now they're actually saying they go because the prizes are better.
But doesn't that just mean they're sucky at math because they put in more money to get the prize than the prizes really give them?
It doesn't matter. They want a fucking $1,000 fucking rifle, dude. All us fucking pistol peons only win fucking $300 Glocks or whatever.
Dude, I don't know, man. I mean, prepping for a 3-gun match, and I was talking to a guy last night, and he's like, per match, he's out like $1,000 between the match fee, the hotel, gas, ammo,
Easy.
everything. Yeah, easy, right? I don't know,
But he wins a fucking rifle every time, right?
I don't know if they win a rifle every time, but I mean,
One of the best 3-gunners in the country is right from local to around me, and he says that prize-wise, he does not even come close to breaking even.
they're Clint or
Does he
something.
shoot it for the prizes?
He's not doing it for the prizes.
Why is he doing it?
I think he's starting because he got 40 USPSA.
All right, why do you shoot USPSA, Nick?
For the chicks.
He got
chicks?
bullet
Okay.
RDPS.
Because you win matches and then you get chicks to have sex with you.
Because the competitive format appeals to me more than others.
Well, no, well, that's assuming that you're going to shoot something, right?
Yeah.
Why do you shoot anything at all? Why do you even do it?
I like to shoot. Why didn't us do it?
That's so true. It's like, I like to shoot.
I like to shoot guns. Yeah.
Lisak, do you like to
Just
shoot
go to a
guns, or are you in it for the cash money in the hose?
No, I'm not in it for the money.
Are you in it for the hose?
Any of the matches I've shot, I don't know about up in LA. Where
I
you
probably avoided that question because of who he's riding with.
He's probably riding with his wife right now.
That's why I bought earbuds.
If you weren't riding with your wife, would you say you're in it for the hose?
No. Definitely not the hose.
All right, there you go.
Hopkins, you're definitely in it for the money or the hose or whatever, right?
Dude, I've already explained this, dude. I go for the match.
In the hose.
Prizes are nice and all, but I don't really care.
Yeah, but easier for you to say because you win
honestly,
you win a
there was
$400 gun all the time. That's easy for you to say.
Honestly,
You
there
don't
was
care.
a point
If
when
you
I
don't
did go to
care,
matches.
if you don't care, just leave the gun there. Don't take the gun, right?
Yeah, I could do that, I guess.
You could, but then you
I
wouldn't
like
have
having
that
cash.
would you?
No, I went to Pro-Am a couple times just because of the prize table and the way they had it set up, where they paid, or they let people go in order of finish, like first GM, first
No,
A, B, C, D.
You went there just for the prize table?
The first year, yeah, because of the
Why?
way he had it laid out, yeah.
Only, like, solely. The only thing that got you there was the prize table.
Yeah, it was an unknown match, dude. No one knew about it before that.
Oh, you're talking
Yes.
2007 or 2008?
Yeah,
The
whenever.
first year?
Yeah,
Well, it was also pretty close to you, right?
yeah, it was 4 hours away.
It was in Tulsa. So if it had been in Seattle, would you have gone?
Would I have bought a plane ticket for it?
Yes.
No, not a chance.
No. So the prize table would got you to Tulsa, but it won't get you to Seattle.
Right.
Maybe like Boise would be the break even. I don't know.
Getting on an airplane probably would have been the
Yeah.
break even.
But you get to go to
Airport's the
Boise.
break-even point.
I have never been there. Can't comment.
It's okay. Anyway. All right, Pepperoni, anything else to say about this?
No.
No, you don't give a shit, do you? Hopkins, are you all tapped out on this topic?
Yeah, I'm bored.
Lisak,
Overall finish.
overall finish, that's it?
Stop sandbagging.
Why do you put so much effort into sandbagging if you want to go over order to finish?
I'm just exploiting the system that you guys created, that's all.
and yet, Tola, I know you don't give a shit about this, so...
He wants an overall, though, right?
Overall, and or some combination of random. I wouldn't have a problem if they did half and half, but the class wins for first D class gets a gun is kind of crazy. Just stick to your wood at that point. That's your motivation to move up.
I like that. I'll go with that. Overall finish for prizes, do plaques and trophies for class wins and places.
Yeah.
in class.
Okay, time to move on to a shooting question. I've been in USPSA for a little less than a year. I took your class in November as a D-class scrub. I'm the guy who sucked worse than Gump. Okay, I think I remember this guy. Because that's notable to suck worse than Gump. Now I'm beating him easily. I got a C-class bump, and they threw out a couple of my classifiers for being too high. I came in fourth in production last local math behind some guys with a lot of experience. If I hadn't clipped a no-shoot, I would have won a stage, so I'm definitely making progress. I shoot at least 300 rounds a week and dry fire at least 4 times a week. I've been hammering on the dot drill. I've not cleaned it yet. A good run. We'll be down 2 on the stage. Build drills are 2 seconds regularly. I say all this just to let you know where I'm coming from. My last match, I pulled 2 C's and a D on an array of targets at 25 yards. I slowed down and called them A's, so I'm a little thrown off how that happened. My question is, are there any other accuracy drills you can recommend to clean this up, or should I just keep hammering on the dot drill until I can clean it regularly? All right, guys, so accuracy sort of focused drills other than the dot drill. Pepperoni, I know you're a super accurate motherfucker. What do you think? Other than the dot drill, what do you like?
Actually, shooting at a far target with a flinch drill, I think that actually pays a lot of dividends.
Tell me more about your flinch drill, sir.
It's kind of a playbook out of like the Rogers book, where he says, load like a live round dummy, live dummy. You basically stagger a mag. You basically, once you get to a dummy round, then you go through your immediate action, tap rack. Then when you go shoot, the next dummy that you catch, you basically see if you're flinching the gun or not. But it gives you a chance to like work through that issue and kind of get rid of the flinch. I think it's actually good practice once a month to go out and do that, especially on a far target where you're trying to call your shot. And since you can't see the target, you can't see the holes or anything like that, if you're noticing that the front sight is really dipping, then you know that you've got a problem there. So gives you a chance to correct that. I think that's a good way to keep ingraining that accuracy. So.
I dig it. All right, Hopkins, other than the dot drill and the flinch drill, what do you like for accuracy?
Shoot the drill at the distance you're having a problem with.
I like
think
it.
doing a
That's
dot drill
insightful,
at
Hopkins.
5 yards, you're going to have a lot less sight movement and stuff compared to a 25-yard target where you're actually having trouble at.
So you think
So
shoot a 25-yard USPSA target at sort of your regular match
do
pace.
like a bill drill at 25 yards. I like doing that.
Bill drill at 25. All right, good. Yantola, what do you like?
Yeah, I was going to say the bill drill at 25.
Well, Hopkins said it, so you can't
okay.
say it.
Well,
You got to come up with something new and
I'm going to
interesting.
double down on it.
Do
Okay, so
bill
first of
drill
all,
at 28 yards.
okay, so this guy
28-yard
didn't,
bill drill.
28, there you go. So this guy, he didn't really specify, but if he's, are the C's and D's like left and right, or are they also low? So it may be, maybe he has to decide whether he's like pushing or pulling the trigger versus dropping the muzzle or whatever. But 25-yard bill drill's good. I also like the 2 at 25 on the par time. I do that a good bit. But another thing that he didn't say, like even the dot drill is not. Obviously, definitely not group shooting. You're under a time constraint there, so I would I like to be able to shoot a pacer at 7 yards, like on demand, like shoot 5 rounds, 7 rounds, 10 rounds, and not ever miss a pacer. So if you can't do that, so I would mix in just some slow fire group shooting as well into that. And then, assuming that's where it needs to be, then start adding in speed, time constraints like 25-yard bill drill, stuff like that.
I think just to interject here real quick before you bump on over to Tim Myers, who will have a very insightful comment probably.
Tim Myers is not involved. He's just listening. And if I'm asking him about being accurate, that's a joke. Okay?
That's why I'm saying he's going to have an insightful
Well,
comment.
he'll be like Alphas? Amon? Ain't nobody got time for that. He'll be like, you got C's and D's on a 25-yard target? Sounds pretty good. I'm sorry, Les. What were you going to say?
What I was going to say is from that email, it sounds like he's actually calling your shots. And I think one of the things in accuracy is the focus. If a person loses focus when they're actually trying to break the shot, that's what leads a lot to an errant shot, I think. So if you've got pretty good focus and attention on what you're doing, then you build that up. But I think slowing down and doing like groups or something like that, I wonder if that's actually going to be like productive at all for this guy. It seems like he's actually shooting pretty deep in accuracy, so he's kind of got to get into the heat of the moment and then find out if he's got a problem because he's lapsing his attention or something. Something is distracting him and causing him to miss that shot. So, for example, in El Pres, I think a lot of people will miss the 6th shot because they're focusing on going into the reload and then trying to hammer out that second string or the second group of shots. So you see a lot of people toss one over the shoulder. If they're a right-handed shooter, they're starting to break their grip. Stuff like that. It's the attention isn't on the shot firing process, on actually making the shot. The attention is now drifted to something else that you're doing. And I think that's where getting into the heat of the moment or doing something and then finding out if you've got a problem, like that flinch drill or something, that helps people to catch themselves and then self-diagnose that, oh, I've got to go back and I have to fix this.
Well,
So,
what I thought was telling in the guy's emails where he says, I slowed down to try to shoot good, and I still didn't, right? I mean, that to me says a lot. Why won't just shoot your regular pace, and slowing down doesn't usually solve problems for you, right?
right.
Yeah. That's my feeling. Lisak, what's your feeling on this?
What I work on when I feel like I need to focus more on accuracy is, I mean, I do drills at 25 yards, but like since you don't normally see targets that far off, I'm still working on the low-hanging fruit, so I still want to keep the targets in close, but I'll put really tight no shoots or something, so they're still at distances I'm used to seeing, but I penalize myself a lot more for shooting outside the A's.
What do you mean you penalize yourself more?
Well, psychologically, like if I put a no shoot up, I feel like I
Yeah.
lost 15 points for hitting it rather than
I
getting a
agree.
C.
I mean, psychologically, it's not good for me when I see a hole in the white target in my practice, even though it doesn't really matter. I don't like it. It hurts my feelings. I'm sensitive.
This
All
is an
right.
interesting question, like maybe a tangential issue here, but do you think that penalties forcing somebody to recognize when they've really made an error in the case of a hit and the no threat or on the non-shoot, then do you think that actually helps in training to kind of strengthen your resolve to not fuck up?
Do I think putting no shoots on there strengthens you?
Yeah. Well, I mean, other than just making a tighter shot, but when you actually see the penalty, then does it force you to work harder? Is it a psychological thing that forces you to like double down and make that shit happen?
I know that it does for me, but I think it's dangerous. I've met a few guys that they just use no shoots a lot in their practice, but at the same time they hit them a lot because they make things so hard. So I think on some level they become okay with hitting no shoots, and I think that's counterproductive, of course. You know what I mean? So it's a complicated issue. You don't want to lose your sensitivity, or you don't want to lose your fear of no shoots on some level. You want it to hurt when you hit them.
What about on like something if you're running a drill and you miss a steal? Doesn't Eric do something where he actually forces you to stand on some sort of penalty stick or whatnot, actually double down and get back on the horse?
Well, it depends. I mean, you can use punishments in training.
Right.
I've used push-ups. Other people have used push-ups. There's a penalty shot system. There's taking magazines away, I've heard of, from people when they shoot a delta or something like that. So that can, I mean, those are all possibilities, the things that could happen. But I think it's personality driven. What works for you? All right, Lisak, anything else to say about this? Or are you tapped out?
Good.
You're good. So fucking good. Antola, you got anything else to add?
No, just I like the accuracy speed drills, like 25 rep bill drills, perfect for that.
You fucking love it. Who doesn't though?
Yeah.
All right, Hopkins, anything else to add?
No, I think we covered it. I think the guy needs to work on trigger control also, probably. If he's calling an A and it ends up being a D, it's probably him fucking making the trigger.
Hey, look, he's beating Gump, and that's all that matters, right?
Everybody has different goals, I guess.
All right, thank you guys so much. Les, since you're new on here, is there a place where people can reach you? You've
Facebook.
shut down Will Shoot. Facebook. All right, I guess Facebook is fine. All right, if you want to reach Les, get on Facebook, type in LES, then hit a space, then hit pepperoni. Hopkins, if you want to reach him, email Tim Herron. Yantola is on Facebook. Lisak, Screaming Amateur Productions, is that a thing?
Just with us.
Yeah.
I'm on Facebook.
Rob Lisak is on Facebook, and I'm at benstecker.com. Thank you guys so much for